now you got Boots Ennis who's in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know.
Man, great. Bud always been like that. Without a question, solid. You know what I'm saying? Solid.
You think there's anything left for him, Coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him probably going
I
to
wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, he looked at excellent.
Is there anybody?
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, Coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160. Possibly Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying in the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
Stay away from it. And by the way, there's this brother coming up, Molly. His name is Boots Ennis. This brother's special. You don't want to go in the ring against after that beating. Molly, it was so bad. I swear to y'all, I am not exaggerating. Yeah. You know how. I got called.
Terrence the World was once again shocked by Bud Crawford. Crawford did a live interview right after beating Canelo Alvarez in the biggest fight of his career. He became the first person in history to be unbeaten in 3 weight classes.
And everything you said about fighting not being there spiritually, mentally, you think that might have affected Canelo, or that was just a skill difference was too wide?
You know, I do think he was a little mentally tired. He's been at that level for a long time.
Right.
He saw 11 fights in 4 years. That's a lot.
Timing was perfect for Crawford.
Yeah.
He said it himself at the press conference. You see, timing was everything. Perfect timing, everything.
That's right.
His whole career was on timing.
He was mentally tired, but you got to give Crawford his credit, man. To keep your mind that mentally fresh and sharp and go out there and perform like that, that's a win itself. Not even just beating your opponent. For your mind to be that fresh, come fight next.
It's a reason.
How are you feeling to be Chris Eubank's trainer, first of all?
It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been this trainer before, so
yeah, it's good.
It's a no-brainer.
Of course, congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely that. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Do what he at this point now in his career where he can do whatever he wanted to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
Okay.
He is ready to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. Yes, that's right. One of the boxers that people try to avoid. A young winner who is one of the most dangerous in the game. Next is the man who we already know as the GOAT. He is setting up his boots in front of us. The torch may be being passed on in this fight. It could be more than one mistake. Or it could be the time when Crawford proves for sure that no one can touch him. Let's separate everything. Terrence Crawford not only beat Canelo Alvarez, but he also changed the way fighting is done. Everything was asked of him before the fight. Could a boxer who made a name for himself at 135, 140, and 147 pounds really beat Canelo, who is naturally 168 pounds?
Should Bud go to 160? I think Bud should do what he want to do. Are you going to the Crawford parade on Saturday? I believe I am going. Yes, I believe that I am going. I have to look at my schedule and stuff.
But Crawford didn't just make it through. He was in charge. He outclassed, outthought, and outboxed Canelo over the course of 12 rounds to win by majority decision.
Canelo couldn't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically won every round, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
That one didn't just make him Canelo's undisputed champion. It proved that he was the best boxer in the world in terms of weight. There's no reason or argument. Crawford really is the man.
I thought Terrence fought a virtuoso fight. Terrence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terrence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terrence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
And after that fight, it wasn't a question of whether he was great. The question was, is he the best person ever? Brilliantness, on the other hand, is always linked to the goal.
Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how great he is.
Jaron Boots, it's been years since Ennis first heard of Crawford. Not lost. 34 wins and 30 knockouts. When a boxer was a welterweight, they were so avoided that their opponents said they didn't want the smoke. In the ring, Boots is quick, powerful, and rough. He's still in his prime at 27 years old.
A lot of people compare Ennis with Crawford, but Ennis always says he's got a completely different style, and the only similarity is they both switch. Do you agree with that?
I 100% agree with that. Me personally, I think that Terence Crawford boxes a hell of a lot more in the moment, phenomenal fighter in the moment. And I think Ennis is a lot more of a chess player.
Fans have often thought about what would happen if Crawford, the master technician, went up against Boots, the teenage cat who is always hungry. That dream is no longer just a dream. Crawford has promised that this will happen.
What about the Terence Bud Crawford fight? I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or look at my way, so I'm just tired of answering them questions, you know. And if a fight happened, it happened. You know, I want it to happen, but if not, yeah.
During a live interview after the fight with Canelo, Crawford did not try to avoid the subject. He said he is open to Boots when asked about it. The world of boxing went crazy. Why? Crawford didn't have to fight this time. He is 42-0 and has never lost, so he could quit now and become a legend. He's actually talking about Boots, a fighter that most don't talk about.
Oh, that's the fight that everybody want to see.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so.
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on the net, acting like this, acting like that.
That is why Crawford has so many fans. He does more than just fight in big fights. Some people think he should stay away from fights, but he does them anyway.
What do you like watching now?
Terence Crawford, one of my favorites to watch now. I love Terence Crawford, and I like to watch NUA too. NUA can fight. And you know who else I like to watch though? I like to watch Boots.
Oh, okay.
Boots, I love watching Boots. Boots got game. People don't understand Boots got game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Boots, every now and then he messes on the defense a little bit, but Boots got game.
Boots versus Terence Crawford.
Now, Boots hasn't proven himself enough to tell me for me to say that he gonna beat Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford is a different kind of animal.
Proven.
You feel me? Proven stud. You understand where I'm coming from? But Boots, if anybody could be Bud in the future, it would probably be a Boots, because Boots got enough tools to beat anybody.
What weight would Crawford and an Ennis fight at? Boots is the WBA's welterweight king at 147 pounds right now. Crawford moved on from that group. He started boxing at 154 pounds and shocked everyone when he hit 168 pounds. He's not going to go all the way back to middleweight. This bout will most likely take place at 154 pounds, possibly 160. It is possible for Boots to move up. Crawford, who is 38 years old, probably doesn't want to keep draining his body. That makes 154 or 160 make sense.
I'm trying to tell you, 154, man, it's mine. 154 is mine, and they're gonna see, you know, and they're gonna see, you know, just stay tuned. And like I said, when I handle business October 11th, we're gonna see.
To be honest, that's when things get dangerous, since Crawford is slower but better at bigger weights. Boots is younger, stronger, and still getting bigger. This is what makes the matchup intriguing. This is a weird view. Canelo got ready for his fight with Crawford with the help of Boots.
Hello, first things first. A lot has been made about your sparring session with Boots, with Boots Ennis. How did that happen? What happened?
I cannot say much, but he called us and say if he can go and sparring with me and everything. I say, of course, right? A fighter like me, we always want great sparrings because there is the thing, right? And I have history with the family because 14 years ago, his older brother helped me for Sugar Shane Motley and Alfonso Gomez. So it's Derek Ennis. So he helped me. So he was 14 years old at that time, by the way. And was good, very good. And I'm very grateful with him because he made that time to go and give me a good work.
Yes, that's right. Boots sparred with Team Canelo to get ready for Bud. He was part of the plan to figure out who Crawford was.
Now it's here, Key. You ready?
Go, man. Yeah, of course, baby. Going this way? Yeah, man. You know, it's a fight you ain't gonna want to miss, man. One time back. I told you the comeback 2025 is the key.
What do you think about Ennis joining Canelo for the Crawford camp?
Hey, good stuff.
You think that matters?
That's beautiful.
Anywhere.
That's beautiful, man. You know, when you.
It's a good move.
That's world class. That's, you know, I mean, it's the best switch hitter he can get. That's not his opponent, you know. It's champions working with champions, you know. In the modern day and age, man, you don't get that a lot, you know. It reminds me back when I was supposed to fight Mark with Maidana, and I got Sean Porter for sparring.
Thank you, boss. You're the best.
You know, so I like it.
In a strange way, Canelo still lost. Now picture this. Boots knows what it's like to be in camp and is ready for Bud. Bud knows what it's like to beat up someone Boots was helping.
He's not me.
Yeah.
You know, as much as a lot of people, you know, say we have similarities and, you know, we switch a lot and we fight a lot. He's not me, you know, and I'm not him. So.
Yeah. Tim had said comparison that like he's like a Chrysler 300 and you're like a Bentley.
Yeah, like, once again, like, he's not me. You know, he's trying to get to where I'm at. You know, he's where he at, I'm where I'm at. You know, he got a long way to go.
It's not just a fight. It's about you. This could be seen as a turning point for Boots. Crawford might see it as making a point. The person who tried to beat me learned from you, but I still beat them. I'm going to beat you too. Boxing is getting a lot of attention. Few critics, like Max Kellerman, think Crawford should give up. He has proven that he can beat anyone, no matter how heavy they are. Some people, like Eddie Hearn, think Crawford should quit now. Leave without losing. Keep the tradition alive.
Sorry? Should Crawford retire? Do you know what? Someone said the other day, and it's very true, because I actually said it about Usyk. We've got a real tendency, haven't we, to kind of try and retire people off? Do you know what I mean? Like I said with Usyk, I think now he should retire. And everyone's like, why do you want him to retire? It's like, I just think it's a great way to go out. I actually also think that Crawford could move down and win a world title at 160. And that would make him, what, 6 division champ? 5, 35, 40, 47, 54, 6 division champion. But the problem is Terence Crawford now is really only going to want to fight for big money. And there's only certain fights that can generate that kind of money. So Shakur, he was obviously very close to him, seemed to say, so maybe that's it.
Some fighters, like Boots, want Crawford to test himself once more. Some people say Crawford doesn't have anything else to show, but fans can't wait to see if the old lion can tame the young one. Boxing is fun because it brings people of all ages together to fight.
As his trainer, do you feel like he should just sail off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win?
You know what? He made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Frank Campbell try harder. You know what I'm saying?
You think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
How do you think this fight will end? Crawford is a great switch hitter. He knows how to fight both straight and cross-legged. He gets his opponent's styles, breaks them down round by round, and wins in the end.
Do you think Ennis is the guy to give Crawford like trouble in there if they were ever to fight?
I think that would be a great fight. You know, the young hungry lion versus the legend. That would be a hell of a fight. Maybe 160. If it's a vacant title at 160, I think that they can make that happen for sure. I think it just has to make sense for both parties. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think if there's a vacant belt, Crawford's gonna want to be 6th division champion, and then he'll make Ennis move up to 160. I think they could do it at 160.
Boots. He is quick, unexpected, and very athletic. He punches at strange angles. Both hands are strong enough to knock out anyone, and he is fast enough to get away from anyone. Crawford has a lot of knowledge, is smart, and is poised. Boots' strengths are his youth, his ability to explode, and his hunger. There would be fireworks all the time in this fight. This is the main question. Would Crawford be too old to do this? He is 38 years old. Most boxers that age have quit or aren't even close to what they used to be.
Personally, I wouldn't be mad if I never see Terrence fight again. The way he performed, getting ready to be 38, I think, in a few days. Man, what better way to go out? What better way to tell the game goodbye? What better way? Who you gonna fight? I was arguing with Max on the way to the venue about Boots Ennis. Nah, we don't go fight Canelo and then go back and fight Boots Ennis. I saw a report today, somebody was talking about him going up to light heavyweight. Nah, we don't go up to light heavyweight. We just went up 3 weight classes since the Spence fight and 2 weight classes since the Madrimov fight, my last fight. This is the perfect send-off, Roy.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Without
it's
a
the
question.
perfect send-off.
But Crawford isn't like most fighters. He's young, works hard, and just beat Canelo, who is the pound-for-pound champion. Father Time has still not lost. Now is the time for Boots to beat Crawford. This is why followers are split. Some people think Crawford will teach him. Some people think Boots is going to retire. Don't get it wrong. This fight will be huge if it happens. The old guard is going up against the new. The hero who has never lost versus the young killer. The man who wants to become a GOAT and the guy who wants to have his first defining moment. People will think of Crawford as the best of his time if he wins. There is no disagreement. It's possible for Boots to become the face of boxing overnight if he wins. The sport wins no matter what. This is where the story becomes interesting. After beating Canelo, Crawford made it sound like he might be retiring. He told his team that he needs to take some time to think. Retire now, Eddie Hearn and other doubters say. Take care of the perfect record. Leave as the worst GOAT possible. But the fact that Crawford is still willing to wear boots shows that he isn't quite ready to give them up. He's still on fire. And maybe he wants one more win for future generations before he rides off into the sunset. Some fans want Crawford to fight David Benavidez at 168 pounds. That's another fight between monsters. But Crawford's team has already said no. They want to stay put for now, rest, and only take on tasks that are right for them.
You want to fight Canelo? Would you ever entertain a fight with the Mexican monster David Benavidez? But you want Canelo? But you want Canelo?
You gotta understand, like.
But I gotta ask you, bro, because I can't. You know.
My thing is, Benavidez is a big dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not to say I won't fight him. I fought his brother. You know what I mean? His brother was big when I fought him. But, you know what I mean? Benavidez is a big dude. The only reason why I entertain Canelo is because he's not a big dude. Like, he might be thick, you know what I mean? But he's not a big dude. You know what I mean? Like, Benavidez is like 6 foot something. You know what I mean? Then he gonna come in 190 or 200 probably, you know what I mean? Like, you never know. Like, that's a big dude. Like, you know what I mean?
And he's skilled, man.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I might as well go to heavyweight if I fight Benavidez.
Yeah. So what you're saying is like, 'cause I felt that at one point when Volkanovski was champion, I had retired. You know, I had retired, and I was like, dude, the only fight that I would really want to come back for is to fight a dude. I'm 5'4". This dude's fucking 5'6", and he's pound for pound.
Yeah.
So it's like, I understand what you're looking at. You're like, you know what?
You just size him up.
Yeah.
You just size him up, especially when you going when you going into a bigger weight class like that, you know what I mean, you size him up and you see, you know, your advantages and his advantages. You know, I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. You know, he might got the size, the power. You know, I feel like, you know, I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Also, let's be honest, Boots seems like the right next step. He's new, dangerous, and already there in the Crawford versus Canelo plot. The pros have already spoken, and they couldn't have more different points of view. Some people believe that Crawford will completely teach Boots, just like he completely taught Errol Spence. Too smart, sharp, and older than you are. Others believe that Boots is too quick and young, and that he will catch Crawford when age finally catches up. Online fans are split evenly. One group wants Crawford to keep his GOAT title by beating the next big name, while the other group already thinks it's time for new blood to take over. Now we're here. After beating Canelo Alvarez not long ago, Terence Crawford has decided to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. There was no reason for Crawford to have this fight, but now everyone wants to see it.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, you know, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, you know, that he's still very much in his prime.
If Crawford wins, he will be the GOAT for all time. If he loses, a new age with Boots on the ground will begin. Boxing fans win big no matter what.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, you know, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, you know, that he's still very much in his prime.
What do you think? Should Crawford risk everything against Boots Ennis, or should he quit now to keep his perfect 42-0 record? Who wins if the fight happens at 154 or 160? The older lion master or the smaller lion? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Kindly click like on the movie and join Boxing Motive. The next film will be with you.